Woo, that was cool. Wow. Wow, my laser. I am obsessed with lasers. Hey everyone, Pepper here. Ow, I hit my elbow. Wow. And today, we're going to be talking about the ghost in my house. Lighting my candle that I got from LuckyGirl. And if you haven't yet already seen my review, I'll put it in the description box so you can watch my review video for my LuckyGirl candle. Yay, so pretty. Okay, so today this ghost story is going to be a little creepy because, well, it's late at night. I think, what time is it? About 12:30 at night, and I'm going to be talking about the ghost in my house. Now, I think there is more than one ghost in my house. I feel like my house is like a passerby thing for ghosts to just kind of come through. But I've had a few different things happen in this house. Nothing big, just pretty much apparitions. Like, we've seen and heard apparitions. That's basically it. No demons, I hope not, or anything. My mom's seen most of the ghosts that are in here. I was probably around 4, and this is something my mom experienced. Something burned and a fire started. It wasn't like a big fire. It was, I think, a small fire. I don't know. I don't really remember it. But one night, really close to when that fire happened, my mom actually, she woke up in her bedroom and she seen an apparition of a man in striped pajamas against like her wall, looking out their bedroom, my mom and my dad's bedroom door. And this freaked her out a little bit. She says that the apparition looked like my dad's grandfather. But she said that when she saw it, she turned around and all of a sudden she felt this comfort feeling, like as if an angel said, it's like, you're safe, you're okay. So that was just a little thing. That was probably when we first moved in here. That's what happened. Another thing is, the room I'm in now, people, not a lot of people, but a few, very few handful of people think that there's something in my room, which kind of creeps me out right now because I'm telling a story. Alright, so like my dad's friend, this happened probably a couple years later. Me and my sister used to share this bedroom, actually, and my brother had a different room. So me and my sister used to share this bedroom when I was really young, and one of my dad's friends, really, really good friends, came up and he had to go to the bathroom, and my bedroom is right across from the bathroom. So he came up and I don't know exactly what he saw. Nobody knows what he's seen. I still want to ask him what it was that he's seen or heard or whatever it was. But I guess he went to the bathroom and he came downstairs. He was freaking out. And he told my parents that there's something up there and he will never step foot in this house again. And that was probably a little less than 15 years ago. It was more than 10 years ago. And he's never come close then to our, like, doors, like our back door. He just stays on the porch. He never steps foot in the house ever anymore since then. So my mom and my sister, a few years back, they used to see an apparition, like, okay, it's changed now because we switched rooms, but our living room used to be where the dining room is right now, and, like, from there, you can see the doorway, and you can see, like, if you're in either room, you can look, and there's a doorway that's right in between them, and you can see through it. So when our living room was in the dining room that we have now, my sister and my mom said that they could, like, see a white apparition just going, like, past the doorway here and there. at night. I've never seen it, so I think it was a car or something, but that's what they claim, that they've seen a white apparition in the dining room that's now our living room, when the living room was our dining room. Did that make sense? Am I confusing you? I'm confusing myself. I think the creepiest story from my mom. My mom had a really, really creepy story, and it's kind of creepy. This kind of leads, I feel like, okay, so here's the story. So, my mom was downstairs, and the living room that we have now, so we have the living room, and then we have our front room. There's a big doorway to go into the front room, and right in the front room is where the steps are. And the front room is where the front door is, of course. And so my mom, one night, I don't know what time it was when this happened, probably close to around midnight, but my mom was sitting on the couch, I think watching, I don't know what she was doing exactly. She might have been reading or watching TV or something. I don't think she was watching TV, though. She might have been reading a book. I'm just going with that. She was reading a book, and she heard a voice, a man voice, clear as day, say, "Who are you and why are you here?" And that freaks me out. And the reason why it freaks me out is because she at first thought it was a TV. I had my TV on or something. So she came upstairs, and my door was closed. She opened it, my TV was off, and I was sound asleep. And that just kind of freaks me out, because my room, I don't know, it just kind of freaks me out. Like, who are you and what are you doing here? And it's like, what? Like, Mom, are you sure you're not on crack? Please tell me you're on crack, because that is just creepy. The funny thing is, though, when I was a kid, I've always had a funny feeling about the stairwell. Like, on the very bottom of the steps, like downstairs, I always felt in the corner, I always felt this weird energy there, and I was always creeped out by it. And then I guess when my one cousin would stay over, she said that we would, like, go out on the steps and talk to my dead Uncle John, like a ghost. I don't remember really doing that too much, but she said that we did, so we probably did, because I kind of remember it, but I kind of don't, you know? But yeah, I just feel that one is, like, really creepy. She just heard it, like, really loudly, saying, "Who are you and what are you doing here?" That just creeps me out really badly. There was one when I first got my dog Bruiser, my Chihuahua. It was late at night, and I think I was watching TV. I was sitting on the couch with my Chihuahua Bruiser, and he was sitting on my lap, and in the living room, this is the old living room that we had before we changed it to the dining room, there's, like, this mini hallway. So it's hard to, like, describe rooms and house settings, just, like, with drawing. I guess I could draw it, but I don't feel like drawing it. So just try to imagine in your best ability. So here's the living room that we used to have. So say it's the living room, and there's a door at the end. There's a doorway right here, and it leads to, like, a tiny and itty bitty tiny, like, hallway, which leads to the front room. And before you enter that little hallway, there's another doorway, and that was the dining room, which is now our living room. That was the dining room then. So, and there are no windows. The only window in our front room is the front door. So I don't know how this would happen, but I was sitting on the couch, which was on the other side of the room, facing towards that door, that little mini hallway, and I seen this red light flash by the hallway, like, on the wall, and my dog seen it, because Bruiser, he, like, jumped his head up and stared at it. And if I remember correctly, I think he actually growled too. He was growling or barking, and it was late at night. I didn't hear any cars go by. I was by a window, so, like, on over here. So I didn't see or hear any cars go by. I just saw this red light shooting across in that mini hallway, which was a little weird, especially how my dog just put his head up and started growling. I didn't feel good with it. I felt like it was not a good present. It was not a good spirit. Another thing I've actually seen was kind of a shadow man. It was actually in this room. It was actually like right here next to me, but I was on my bed, which is like right there. So I was like laying back there, and my TV is right here. So while I was laying, I think it was around the summertime, and it was probably around, I want to say 5-ish. It was like before sunset. I just got up from a nap, or like I was laying down. I just remember laying down. I was gonna go to bed, or I wasn't really tired. I was just laying there for some odd reason. And I seen a shadow just like walk like very lightly. It wasn't like a dark shadow. It was a light see-through shadow, but you could still see it. It was a very light shadow. But it looked as if it was a man, and it looked as if he was short, and he had one of those kind of like the top hats, like the really, I think like tap dancers wear them, like men tap dancers. Or if you think of Mary Poppins, that I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I honestly never really watched Mary Poppins before. But if you know that guy that wears that hat, and I think he has like stripes on his outfits. It's like a top hat, but it's like, instead of it being like this long, it's like this short. It's probably like about 2 inches or so like high, but it's like the shape of a top hat. So I just seen him very briefly just like walk past my TV, and I just like looked at it, and I didn't feel scared or anything. I just kind of felt neutral and calm. I get like these weird visions sometimes. Like I get very vivid visions if I'm in a certain place. Like my mom, she used to have the smaller room next to my room, and when you would open the door you could see the bed, right? And I'd always, every time if I were to go in there and it was like dark in there or something, I would always have this very strong vision of like a man sitting at the edge of the bed, and it would always creep me out, and I was always afraid to open that door because I always felt like I was gonna see it. And I don't know, it was that and the whole step thing. Every time I'm on the, well, not every time, but sometimes when I'm on the steps, I like envision something on the steps with me, or like it's gonna follow me. I think when I was younger, I did feel a very strong energy at the bottom of the steps all the time, and sometimes I do feel it, but as I get older, you know, I don't try not to recognize it because I don't want to get too scared. But there's another side story. It's not at my house, but at my Gram's house, there's actually like a really creepy envision of me that I have had. But a few years ago when I was like in middle school, I used to be obsessed with this game. It was The Sims. I was obsessed with The Sims. I played it as much as I could, and that was when I didn't have like my own computer or anything, and blah blah blah. Anyways, my grandma had a computer at her house, and that's where I would play The Sims. And in one of her living rooms, she has like 2 living rooms, but in one of her living rooms, we call the red room because it was red carpeting and everything, there was her staircase. And right as you walk down the staircase, there's like an area, and that's where the computer was. Well, I would always have this, like when it would get nighttime, and I don't know if it was just my imagination going because it was getting dark and our house is haunted anyways, I'd always have this strong vision as I was playing The Sims. I'd always feel like there was a little girl or somebody sitting on the steps watching me play, and it would creep me out sometimes where I would just turn the TV off and run on the other side of the house to just stay with my gram or leave or something, because it would freak me out too. Like, I would get this really strong feeling that someone was sitting on the steps watching me. Alright, so if you haven't already, like this video, comment, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I would really love you and appreciate I would really love you and appreciate it. I swear, if I see a ghost in this video in the background, I'm gonna freak out. Until next time.